Hey, so I got some bad news. Turns out the car insurance isn't gonna pay for the damages to the car.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're just gonna have to call them tomorrow and figure out what the problem is, because this is ridiculous. But, I mean, if worse comes to worse, at least we have some savings, so.
It took a lot of work to become this calm. I mean, a lot of work. And I'm still working on it. The old me would have probably thrown my milkshake in my boyfriend's face. Maybe not exactly, but you know what I mean. I would have been stressing myself, pulling my hair out just because something went wrong that wasn't according to my plans. For example, right before I was about to shoot this little skit at the beginning of the video, I couldn't find my tripod. I searched for about an hour, and I was very annoyed at myself for not remembering where I'd put it. And I only had about 2 hours before my daughter woke from her nap, and I would no longer have the silence and the time I needed to shoot this video. However, screaming, complaining, raising my blood pressure and my cortisol levels would not have magically summoned the tripod. So, the only logical thing to do was search each spot of my living room until I found it. And if I did not find it, I would have just had to shoot my video another day. But how did I get to this level of calmness? Well, simple, but not simple. By realizing that getting excessively worked up over any situation won't solve the problem. It's easier said than done, but this is why it takes a lot of work. So, if you're serious about changing your life and your attitude, committing to the process is key.
Now, being calm is not about holding in your emotions until you burst. It's about the battles worth fighting for and carefully choosing your words. It's about finding the most appropriate response to any given situation to avoid making a habit out of catastrophic behavior and disastrous thought patterns. It's about a more healthier, sane you and everyone else around you. It's about a better version of you. If you really think about it, you have an effect on everyone around you. Whether you know it or not, your actions, your words, and just your body language in general, and the aura that you give off, it's very intoxicating, and what you give off is ultimately what you get back. So, for example, if you walk into a room and there's a couple in the room and they were just arguing right off the bat, you might know it. You might feel the tension in the room, the unwelcoming presence, and just the overall feeling of just not calm, very stressful. And therefore, being able to keep your cool will better yourself and others. So just a couple of days ago, I was looking through old photos in my phone, and I happened across a quote that I had taken a picture of in one of my NCLEX books while I was studying for my nursing boards. And thought that it might fit this topic, so I'll read it for you guys now. Powerful people are able to modify behavior and influence others to change, even when others are resistant to change. Now, powerful or not, I interpret this quote as having the ability to change how others speak or act in your presence. And if you are so-called powerful enough, or in this sense, inspiring enough, it will eventually change others over time. And just the way you act, if you are serious enough to change yourself and just have this overall calming presence around you, then it can be contagious, and your calming presence eventually it makes other people calm. And I guess that's the power of aura, or the power of body language and just unspoken words. I mean, just think about it. Do you ever take seriously someone yelling or screaming in your face? I sure don't. And screaming and yelling oftentimes makes no sense from the mouths it comes from. You just lose your credibility and you look like an idiot. Does getting loud or showing aggressive behaviors ever solve anything? In fact, it doesn't. It just delays everything to an argument that could have been solved in 10 minutes will take maybe an hour or even a day or two. The situation, the argument will be delayed because the problem shifts from the original problem that sparked the argument in the first place to what are we even arguing about now, right? And imagine all of the disrespectful things that are said when people are yelling and screaming back and forth and just being aggressive all over the place. So, how do you practice being more calm? Well, I have 4 ways in which helped me personally, and I will talk about them here. So the first being, find your motivation. You have to have a reason for wanting to change yourself and become more calm. It can be having to build a better relationship with your boyfriend, a parent, a sibling, a friend. For me, I was just tired of always being unhappy. I always had a plan about how I wanted things to go, the way I wanted them to go, and how I wanted everything to turn out. I would make lists, and I always had a list of how my life would turn out when I would get engaged, and I kind of just threw all of that out the window. I would get upset when things didn't happen the way I expected them to. My other motivation was I want to be a better example for my daughter, and I just want to have a better relationship with my boyfriend specifically, and just everyone I'm around. I want to have better communication skills, and this is really what's the driving force for me and why I want to change. Number 2 is practicing mindfulness. So this is probably something you've heard. Maybe you haven't heard of it, but basically, when you're feeling stressed out and overwhelmed in any type of situation, just take a second. Step away, find a quiet place, and take a few deep breaths. And think about the situation. And you want to become aware of your feelings, aware of the situation at hand, what's important to the situation, what would you like to change about the situation, and how you want to get there. Acknowledge your feelings and your emotions, and then go back to it. But just make sure that you take that time to calm down, evaluate yourself and the situation, to have a better reaction and communication when you do return. This usually always helps when becoming overwhelmed and stressed out, and when you think an argument or a situation is going to turn into an argument or something out of control. The more you practice this, the more better you get at it. Number 3 would be to do more calming things. So this is things like reading, writing, whether it's in a journal or just writing a poem or just getting your feelings out on paper. This sure helps. Things like walking or jogging, going for a run, even fishing. Something that's relaxing, something that's not going to stress you out or just provide too much brain activity. So going on your phone and just like flipping through Facebook. I mean, a lot of posts can be stressful. If you see someone that's happy or enjoying life, it kind of makes you feel out of place and just like, I don't want to say envious, but social media, things like that are not good for stressful situations and just overall the mental health. So let's try and stay away from that. But yeah, just calming things, having your favorite candle lit next to you, or go plant shopping, or I mean anything that's just gonna make you feel better. And number 4, the final one, is meditation. I don't have much to say on this one. It's something that I do eventually want to practice and continue doing, but I've heard, I mean, we've all heard that meditation is very helpful to the body and the mental health in general. So if everyone in the world could just take a second and learn to meditate, maybe we'd have a better world and overall better mental health. So do more things that make you happy, not just for the moment. Do things that will make you feel fulfilled in life. This is why I started this YouTube channel, because I want to reach people and help others that are struggling the way I am. And that's my motivation. And this is part of the way I feel fulfilled in life. I feel like even if I'm only getting 6 views on my videos, I feel like I'm helping someone. And that makes me feel really good. So, like I said, it's not going to be an easy journey. And I'm still finding myself, and I'm still struggling, and I do have negative thoughts at times. I feel angry, and at at the world and my situation. Sometimes I feel sad. I have my sad days, and I am trying to be better. And it's only been maybe a month or so, but I definitely see a huge change in my life and how I feel and my health, and in my mind I just feel good. Like, I choose to be happy, and there's no one that can take that away from me. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, find your motivation. This is where you start. It will be easier when you feel like giving up, or when you feel like crap. This is what will keep you going. Okay? Alright, so that's that. Thanks for watching my video. Give it a like if you like it. Subscribe for more content. Check out what else is on my channel. I have a little pop-up right about here, one of these two sides. But yeah, check my stuff out, and I hope to see you guys again. So bye guys.